On August 21st, Lil Nas X was found wandering nearly naked, reportedly in distress, and later hospitalized after his arrest for allegedly charging at police. Lil Nas X's arrest opens the door for a real discussion for the Black community. And that discussion is about when the police get involved in a mental breakdown of a Black person, violence ensues. Because police don't show up to help us, they show up to contain us. Because they think we are the enemy. They are trained to believe that we are the enemy. For those of us Black folks who were properly educated about the police, we grew up knowing that with the police, you are guilty until proven innocent to them. And if you can't prove it, whether you did anything or not, you might not make it out of that situation alive. So I guess we're all lucky that Lil Nas X is still alive. Now, in order to properly explain this Lil Nas X situation, I've got to give you some facts, not only because every discussion should start with the facts and then opinions, but also because I just love facts, as you know. Now, in Chicago, from August 2020 to August 2024, Black people make up 27% of the population, yet represent 2/3 of the incidents where force was used in the aftermath of a mental health-related 911 call. Similar disparities were evident in cities like Portland, Minneapolis, Buffalo, and Stockton, where Black individuals were overrepresented in use of force cases relative to their population percentage. A joint investigation across 16 large U.S. cities in 2010 to present revealed that for every one fatal encounter, there were 78 less than lethal incidents with tasers and batons during mental health-related 911 calls. Between the years of 2015 to 2024, 2,053 people with signs of mental illness were fatally shot by police. 336, or 17%, were Black men, despite Black men comprising only 7% of the U.S. population. The CDC estimates that at least 25% of fatal police encounters involve individuals with mental illness, and 76% of those killed had previously received mental health treatment. Black individuals' fatality rate in police encounters is 2.8 times higher than white individuals, even though Black victims are also less likely to be armed. A systemic review found that Black Americans who had any type of police interaction had nearly double the prevalence of poor mental health outcomes, PTSD, anxiety, depression, psychotic symptoms, suicidal ideation, compared to those with no police contact. Another recent study found that Black children were 1.8 times more likely than white children to be handcuffed by police, even though the situation was a behavioral health emergency. Then you have the neighborhood disadvantage, which also increases the odds and the effect on the Black community. The effect more pronounced for Black youth, with some subgroups facing odds as 2.5 times that of white youth in these same situations. These factual statistics demonstrate a clear pattern. When police, not mental health professionals, respond to crisis involving Black individuals, the outcomes are frequently escalated by force, arrest, trauma, or death. Also, mental health professionals are trained to de-escalate, diagnose, and provide care. Here are some real tragedies that we should all remember. Miles Hall in 2019 in California. His family called for crisis help during a mental health episode. Police responded, shouted at him, and fatally shot him despite him being unarmed. This spurred legislation, the Miles Hall Lifeline Act, which pushed for alternative response models in California. Then we have Walter Wallace Jr. in 2020 in Philadelphia. His parents called an ambulance for their son's bipolar-related crisis. The police responded, and he was fatally shot. The family had emphasized that they did not want officers involved. And lastly, because I can't take too much more of this, we have Marcus David Peters. In 2018 in Virginia, a black man in crisis was shot and killed by police within 76 seconds of a mental health emergency. This led to reforms in dispatching behavioral health responders instead of police in such crises. So what should we do about this? Well, my answer has been the same since I was a kid and read about the origins of the police department. They caught and brought back enslaved black people to their owners, or hung them from trees, or cut their heads off and put them on posts to rot in view of the plantation, to scare other enslaved black folks from attempting to run to their freedom. And any institution built off that type of evil could never be good for the black community. Therefore, policing, training, hiring practices, and the qualified immunity they get through union protection should all go, should all perish in the past of their evil and be rewritten with the idea of equality and safety in mind for all people, not just those with no melanin. Anyway, let's all hope Little Nas gets the help he needs and not 5 or more years in jail for having a mental breakdown. I love you, black men. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power, power to the people.
Say it loud.